Hello everyone. Today, I'm going to continue telling you the story about the single mother, Dieu Hân. I hope you enjoy this video. Tulip. After going back to school, Hân seemed to be reborn, full of life and energy. She became more cheerful. Her eyes sparkled with hope. Every morning, before the sun even rose, she woke up to prepare breakfast for little Tom. Carefully, she packed rice with a few slices of fried egg, some stir-fried vegetables, then took her son to school. Before leaving, Tom would always hug her neck, give her a quick kiss and say, "Mom, don't forget to pick me up this afternoon." Hân smiled, her heart overflowing with love. After dropping him off, she hurriedly rode her old bicycle to her own school. The creaky sound of the bike echoed down the narrow road, the morning breeze carrying the scent of quiet determination. At noon, while her classmates rested, Hân worked part-time at a small cafe near campus. She served drinks while sneaking glances at her notes. Her hands were rough from labor, but her eyes still shone bright. She knew, only through hard work could she secure a better future for both herself and her son. In the evening, after picking Tom up, they returned to their small rented room on the outskirts of town. Dinner was simple. A bowl of vegetable soup and some braised fish, but filled with warmth. She shared funny stories from school while Tom eagerly told tales from his kindergarten. When her child fell asleep, Hân opened her notebooks again, studying deep into the night. Sometimes exhaustion overtook her. Her head would fall onto the page, and she'd drift to sleep over her unfinished lessons. Life wasn't easy. Tuition, rent, milk money, all weighed heavily on her mind. There were days of heavy rain when her bicycle broke down, and she had to walk several kilometers wearing a torn raincoat. Rain hit her face, tears mixed with water, but she refused to give up. Hân never thought of quitting. Whenever she felt tired, she looked at the photo of little Tom smiling, that innocent grin like a light in the darkness. Once, as she studied late at night, Tom woke up, hugged her, and whispered, "Mom, you're so smart. When I grow up, I want to study like you." Her tears fell silently. All the fatigue vanished. She realized she wasn't just studying for herself. She was studying to become her son's role model, to show him that no matter how hard life gets, perseverance always leads to happiness. One evening, her old friend Tan came by, bringing warm steamed buns that filled the room with comforting fragrance. He looked at her, eyes full of admiration. "Keep going, Hân. I know you'll make it. No one's as strong as you." Hân smiled softly, eyes glimmering with gratitude. Tan always appeared when she needed support the most. Outside, the night wind rustled the leaves. Inside, the warm yellow light reflected on her thin but determined face. She kept writing, believing that tomorrow would be better than today. Because deep inside that single mother's heart, a flame kept burning. A flame of courage, love, and unwavering faith. Life slowly fell into rhythm. She got used to school, work, and long nights. Every morning, Tom's laughter filled their little room, making every hardship worthwhile. But sometimes the body can't keep up with the will. One afternoon, as she waited for the bus, her vision darkened. The sounds of traffic faded, and she collapsed among the crowd. When she woke up, she was in a familiar room, the scent of ginger tea in the air. Tan sat beside her, eyes filled with worry. "Are you okay, Hân? You fainted in the street. Thank goodness someone nearby recognized you." She forced a weak smile. "I'm fine, just tired. I've been staying up late too much." Tan looked at her pale face, trembling hands, and sighed. "It's not just tiredness, Hân. You need to see a doctor. Your body isn't okay." She stayed silent, eyes downcast. Lately, she had been dizzy often, her hands shaking, her heart racing for no reason. She kept telling herself it was just exhaustion, but the fainting spells became more frequent. One night, as she read to her son, the words blurred on the page. Tan, visiting again, noticed her fatigue. He gently took her hand and said firmly, "Tomorrow, I'm taking you to the hospital. No more delays. You can hide it from me, but don't hide it from yourself." Tears welled in her eyes, part fear, part gratitude. That night she couldn't sleep. She stroked her son's hair, whispering, "I'm not afraid of pain, not afraid of hardship. I'm only afraid that one day, my child will have to grow up without me." Outside, rain began to fall, light but endless. The next morning, Tan drove her to the city hospital. She stayed quiet, hands clasped tightly. She tried to convince herself it was nothing serious, maybe just anemia. But worry crept in like fog. After a long series of tests, the doctor asked her to stay for further observation. Waiting for the results felt like forever. Tan bought her ginger tea, trying to comfort her, but she could barely smile. That afternoon, the doctor called her in alone. Tan wanted to go with her, but she shook her head. "Wait here, I'll be fine." Behind the closed door, the doctor spoke softly but seriously. "Ms. Han, your results show severe anemia due to bone marrow dysfunction. If untreated, it may become chronic and affect your heart." The words blurred in her ears. Serious. Long-term treatment. Complications. They echoed endlessly. When she stepped out, her face was pale. Tan rushed to her. "What did they say?" She forced a smile. "Nothing serious, just anemia. I'll be fine after taking some medicine." But that night she couldn't sleep. She watched her son's peaceful face and whispered through tears, "You can't fall, Han, your child still needs you." Days passed and Tan noticed her growing weaker. One afternoon she fainted again at work. This time he took her straight to a specialized hospital. The second diagnosis left no room for denial. "You need immediate treatment and rest," the doctor said. "Your body is exhausted. If you keep pushing yourself, it could be dangerous." Tan held her trembling hand. "Please rest. I'll handle the costs. Don't push yourself anymore." But she shook her head, tears streaming down. "I can't. I have to study. I have to take care of my son. If I stop now, I might never get back up." Tana's heart ached. He knew she was strong, but he also knew she was breaking inside. That night, Han sat by the window for a long time. The moonlight touched her tired face. She pulled the test paper from her pocket, folded it carefully, and whispered, "Tomorrow I'll still go to class. I'll still smile, even if just a little." Because deep inside, she knew she was fighting not only for her dream, but for the little life waiting for her every evening. After receiving her test results, Han officially began her treatment. She had to stay in the hospital once a week for medication infusions. The needles, the bitter pills, and the relentless fatigue often left her too weak to stand. Her once thick, shiny black hair began to fall out in handfuls, and her face grew noticeably thinner. At first, Han tried to hide the truth from her son. She told little Tom that Mom just has to work far away for a few days, so he wouldn't worry. But one evening, Tom brought Tom to the hospital to visit. When the boy saw his mother lying in bed, pale with an IV in her arm, he burst into tears. "Mom, does it hurt a lot? I'll be good, I'll listen, please don't leave me." Han hugged her son tightly, tears streaming down her face. In that moment she realized she had no right to give up. She had to live for her son, and for her unfinished dreams. From that day on, Tom became the closest person in her life. He took care of her meals, looked after little Tom, and spent his nights watching over her in the hospital. Whenever she was too weak to speak, he would quietly hold her hand and whisper, "You're not alone, Han. I'm here." The days were long and heavy. Each morning, Han forced herself to smile despite the pain. She missed school, missed her classmates, missed the sound of lectures and the joy of writing on clean notebook pages. Whenever she felt a little better, she opened her books, her trembling hands scribbling notes. Tan couldn't bear to stop her. He knew that studying wasn't just a dream to her. It was her way of holding on to hope. Then one morning the doctor brought good news. Her condition had stabilized, and she could switch to outpatient treatment. Han burst into tears of relief. When she was discharged, she held Tana's hand tightly. "Thank you, Tan. Without you, I couldn't have made it." He smiled gently, warmth in his eyes. "Don't thank me. Just get better. Your dream's still waiting, Han. Don't give up." Han returned to school. She walked slower, looked frilier, but her eyes shone with quiet determination. Her friends were surprised, her teachers moved to see her back. She didn't want anyone's pity. She just wanted to live as before, as a mother continuing her unfinished dream. At night, while reviewing her lessons, little Tom lay in her lap, drawing clumsy shapes on a sheet of paper. "Look, Mom. I drew you. You're healthy again, and really smart too." Han smiled and kissed his forehead. Outside, the night was calm. Moonlight spilled through the window, lighting up her eyes, once filled with fear, now shining with faith. After everything she'd been through, Han understood. Life is never easy, but with love and strength we can rise again. Even with weak hands, as long as the heart remains strong. The first days after discharge, she gradually regained her strength. Her appetite improved, color returned to her cheeks, and her smile came back. She resumed her classes, cared for her son, and even helped Tom plant a small vegetable garden behind his house. They both began dreaming of a brighter future. One where Han would graduate, open a small cafe, and build a stable life for her and her son. But life as always had other plans. One morning while on her way to school, Han suddenly felt dizzy. Her vision darkened. She tried to steady herself, but her legs gave out. When she woke up, she was back in the hospital, surrounded by the beeping of monitors and the sharp smell of disinfectant. Tan sat beside her, pale with worry. He clutched her hand. "Han, you fainted again. Thank God someone helped you in time." She gave a weak smile. "It's nothing. I'm just tired, that's all." But Tan knew her too well. Her eyes could never hide the truth. He looked at the medical report on the table, the red words screaming at him. Bone marrow failure relapse, urgent hospitalization required. His heart sank. For days he barely left the hospital. He researched everything: treatments, diets, medicine. He stayed up all night reading medical documents, asking every doctor and nurse for advice. Every time he saw Han lying there, pale and silent, he wished he could take her place. One night, while she was receiving her he sat beside her and spoke softly. "I found out about a new medicine. It's effective but expensive. I'll find a way, don't worry. Just focus on healing." Han turned to him, tears welling up in her tired eyes. Please don't do this for me. I don't want to be a burden. Just make sure Tom gets to school. That's all I need." Tana's voice broke as he squeezed her hand. "You're not a burden, Han. You're the reason my life has meaning. I just want to see you healthy again, to see you and Tom smiling every day. Can I?" Han couldn't hold back anymore. Tears streamed down as the four dripped quietly beside her. Outside, soft rain fell. The streetlight cast a pale glow through the window. In that quiet room there were only two people. One fighting for her life, and one fighting to keep her hope alive. Though her condition sometimes improved and sometimes worsened, Han never lost faith. Each morning she still smiled at Tan, still texted her son to remind him to eat well. She knew that if she fell, her child would lose his strength, and Tan would lose his heart. Tan never stopped searching. He contacted doctors from big hospitals, sought out every piece of advice, even read foreign medical papers on his old phone, translating each word patiently. One night, while dozing off beside her bed, he came across information about a medical aid program run by an international organization in cooperation with a major local hospital. It only accepted a few special cases, patients with severe conditions and financial hardship. His eyes lit up. He immediately printed Han's medical file, wrote an application, and described her entire journey, from a struggling single mother who went back to school, to now battling her illness. At the end of the letter he wrote, "Please give her a chance. She deserves to live. Not just for herself, but for the little boy who waits for his mother every day." 3 days later his phone rang. A gentle voice said, "We've reviewed the case. Ms. Han qualifies for our program. If she agrees, she can join the new treatment trial. Most costs will be covered." Tan froze. Then he looked at Han, sleeping, pale, breathing weakly. He took her hand, trembling. "Han, there's hope. Do you hear me? They accepted your case." When she woke and heard the news, she was speechless. Her hand flew to her mouth as tears fell. She couldn't believe that a miracle had found her, just when she thought she had no more roads left. During the admission process, Tan stayed by her side every step. He signed the papers, helped her walk, spoke to the doctors. The foreign specialists were kind and thorough. They explained everything, from the treatment plan to her diet and rest. The journey ahead was long and painful, but now Han had something precious: the belief that she was chosen to live. Tan never left her side. Every night, he told her funny stories, read her letters from little Tom. "Mom, I've been good. Please get well soon so I can sleep in your arms again." The childish handwriting made Han cry. Tan quietly wiped her tears and whispered, "You'll be fine, Han. I believe, and you must believe too." Days passed slowly. Each morning sunlight streamed through the hospital window, warming her pale face. But this time there was no fear in her eyes, only the gentle glow of a woman being reborn. As time passed, the days of treatment began to show results. Han's blood indices stabilized, color returned to her cheeks, and she no longer had to stay in the hospital continuously. Each week she only needed to come in for checkups, take her medication, and rest as the doctor instructed. Tan stayed by her side, caring for her as attentively as on the first day. He learned to cook iron-rich dishes, made fresh fruit juices, and wouldn't let Han lift a finger for anything heavy. Once she laughed and said, "You're taking such good care of me that I'm about to forget how to cook rice." Tan answered with a gentle smile, his eyes warm. "I just want you to get well, Han. I'll handle everything else." As her health improved, Han asked the doctor for permission to return to school. He was surprised at first, but after reviewing her file, he nodded. "You have an admirable spirit. Go ahead and study, but remember what I said. Don't overdo it." The day Han returned to class, the whole room erupted with joy. Friends rushed to hug her. Teachers' eyes brimmed with tears. Standing there, eyes glistening, she said softly, "I'm back. I never gave up." That simple sentence moved everyone. Han continued the study she had put on hold, and this time she wasn't alone. By her side were Tan and little Tom, the two greatest sources of strength in her life. A few months later, when her health was fully stable, Han, together with Tan and some classmates, launched a community project to grow clean vegetables for local families in need. She wanted to spread a positive way of living and help others the way she had once been helped. At the garden's opening, little Tom scampered between the green rows, laughing. "Mom, look! I planted these." Han burst into laughter, her eyes shining brighter than ever. She looked at Tan, the man who had walked with her through the darkest days, and whispered, "Thank you for not letting go." Tan replied with a firm squeeze of her hand, "I never let go. You deserve to be happy, Han." That afternoon, the sunset gently fell over the small vegetable garden. The last light of day washed over 3 people: a mother who had once fallen, a man who chose to stay, and a child whose smile shone like the sun. Life was no longer perfect, but for them, each peaceful day was a gift. And Han understood. After every storm, if love and faith remain, there will surely be a dawn waiting.
Xin chào mọi người, rất vui được gặp lại mọi người trong video của mình. Hy vọng rằng những video của mình sẽ mang đến niềm vui cho mọi người mỗi khi xem. Hiện tại Mình đang kể câu chuyện về người mẹ đơn thân Diệu Hân. Sau những ngày khó khăn thì có lẽ vì do thiếu thốn nên Diệu Hân đã mắc phải căn bệnh lạ cần điều trị trong thời gian dài. Và trong suốt quá trình ấy thì Thành luôn bên cạnh Diệu Hân, chăm sóc Hân và Tôm để Hân yên tâm dưỡng bệnh. Liệu rằng sau khi khỏe lại thì Hân sẽ tiếp tục việc học của mình như thế nào thì mời mọi người đón xem ở những video tiếp theo nha. Và để không bỏ lỡ những video mới thì mọi người nhớ bật chuông thông báo để nhận thông báo khi mình đăng video mới nhất. Cảm ơn mọi người đã xem hết video hôm nay của mình. Hy vọng rằng mọi người sẽ tiếp tục ủng hộ kênh của mình trong thời gian sắp tới. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại mọi người nha.